A couple weeks ago I dropped a video on how important short jumpers are, as well as some tips on how to maximize our ability to knock them down. So of course we have to apply that into workout form. Now these are very unique shots in terms of technique, so it's vital we get out there and practice them if we want to shoot them in game. Let's get to it. So obviously start out with a dynamic warm-up to prep the body. I'm not going to spend a few minutes here on one, but our online training programs all come with a full dynamic warm-up, so check those out. Now we're starting off with a little start and stop mechanics, since you'll notice that shooting these short jumpers requires really effective deceleration. So we want to prep the body for this. We're going 4 reps here to half court, starting off at 50 to 75% speed and ramping up to 100% by the last one. Notice how low I drop on each deceleration as I sit down to control my body. Make this your focus here. Now we're going with some rhythm footwork, working on that same pattern that we're going to get into with that short fade footwork. Now it's going to feel weird at first, but try it until you get it down. We'll go 2 trips to half court here after getting it down perfectly. Now we're going with the combo series, starting off with a between cross into that inverted snatch back. We reset with a relaxed dribble, and then obviously repeat the other side. Really focus on shifting that weight side to side here. Now starting with that same between cross, and then resetting the feet and exploding out. Notice the footwork here as I lift that foot and push back behind me to really accelerate. Lastly, after that between cross, we're countering with another cross. With all these, we're going 1 trip full court. Now for a shooting warm-up. We're starting right around the rim, shooting with a higher release point than you normally would. Why? Because on these short jumpers, we're going to be shooting with a higher release point than normal to help control our power. We're making 5 at all 5 spots around the bucket. Now we're going right through the middle of the lane and very slightly fading on these jumpers. Starting off simple by making 5 of these from each side. In terms of the footwork, we're going to stagger it a bit, with that second foot slightly behind the first. This is going to help control that fade. Now we're going with a pound into it. I really want you emphasizing the strength of the pound here, to the point where you should lose it sometimes. Because on these shots in game, that hard pound is a key to getting into that shot quickly. Also, focus should be to bring it up from that hip, to protect the ball from defenders who down low will likely be swiping at that ball. Same thing here with the footwork. Now we're going with the short fade or transition fade, where we slightly lean in and then go 1-2 with the footwork just like in the warm-up to fade backwards. This is something we're going to have to get down and will feel a little bit awkward coming from our strong hand side especially, but it's a great shot to have in the bag. Same thing with 5 each way. Now from just inside the elbow, we're going with these pounds into turnarounds, which are less focused around the actual turnaround shot and more so focused on helping us find that rim, slightly fading, and shooting as we rotate. All qualities we need for short jumpers. Going 5 makes here. Then off the same turn, getting into a well-sold pump fake, and then fading baseline for a jumper. 5 here. Then of course repeat the other side. Now we'll go with these spin jumpers, and again, slightly fading on these. We'll keep the reps low here because I don't want you to get too dizzy and fall on your ass. So 3 makes each way. Then similar idea with that short hop step middle. Again, tuck that ball away as you get into the shot and protect it, and make 3 on each side. Now we're into this game situation work. I'm tossing it to myself and jabbing baseline to drive middle. As we get into the paint, we're working on that same short jumper that we worked on, slightly fading. Again, notice how I raise that release point to control the power and release over potential defenders. We're making 5 here, and then getting into a pump fake with that same footwork. After that pump fake, slightly fade out and make 5 here. Lastly, we're pump faking and stepping through for 3 makes here. And then of course, everything on the other side. Now we're coming up court facing middle. We're using a hard pound to get going towards that bucket, and then into a transition fade here. Make sure to let that ball float and then fade backwards. Going towards your strong hand is a little bit weird, but we'll get the hang of it. Let's make 5 to 8 here on each side. Lastly, just to get some shooting reps up, we're going with what I call intense shoot around off the catch. We're basically just shooting around, but at 100% intensity. New type of shot every time, all game-like shots at game speed. Let's make 10 shots total right here. If you want to throw in a second set, feel free. So get out on the court and try this out. Even if you want to edit the workout here and there to fit your own game better, give it a try and let me know what you think. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at ByAnyMeansBasketball for a lot more.